Here it is, folks, the electric vehicle that everybody wanted, that everybody asked for, and it is finally here. What is it? Well, it is not, unfortunately, the compact Tesla. Not just yet. That may come soon enough. But no, there are from other manufacturers a variety of form factors coming out imminently that have been long awaited. They're eagerly being anticipated. They're almost here, and in some cases, they are here. And that's what I'm going to talk about with my good friend, Randy Kirk. From Randy Kirk Does Randy Kirk on Randy Kirk channel.
That was exciting.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I thought it was a stroke, but we'll figure it out after we do the assessment of your well-being. I'm Brian. Welcome to Futuraza. So, Randy, you got a little sneak peek when I loaded up the slide deck here, but what is a form factor that people have been waiting for in an EV?
Flying.
Flying. Well, let's start a little more gentler.
Wings.
You know, the Tesla Roadster says it will fly, however briefly.
Yes.
I have my skepticisms of that. It's a big claim. Who knows? Yes. Certainly not Tesla, because I haven't built it. The MG Cyberster is an EV Roadster. What a great name, Cyberster. Did that translate badly? I don't know.
I don't know. You have these meetings. I can't tell you how many things I've named, how many hundreds of products I've named. And you're sitting in these rooms and, you're going around with these ideas. We've never had, I can't remember ever having an idea that bad.
When I learned this technique as a teenager, we would do brainstorming, no bad ideas, literally write down everything.
Right.
And you might find some gems in there, but we would put down absolutely everything we thought of. And some of the names would come out to like, Brian and Jeremy are a pair of monkeys. And we're like, well, that's not going to be the name, but maybe there's a good one in here somewhere. I think calling this the Yellow Monkey would have been a better name.
There you go. The Brian Yellow Monkey.
Just call that Brian and Jeremy are monkeys. That's great. Few car brands have as strange a life as MG. So this car is real. It is not outrageously expensive. The doors are fickle and silly and don't work as well as you might like them to. But I think when it comes to, well, is
that the article actually saying that? Or
it doesn't say it, not as poetically or elegantly, but let's see here. Door. Yeah. The doors are also its dumbest feature. Power operation is slow and door sensors stop movement if they detect anything too close. The button that operates the door from the outside also had a response delay, meaning that the door would often start to move just as I went back to try and open it again. Hey, those are things you can iron out.
Yeah.
But it is, it's real and it's coming.
It's cute.
Just not to the US.
It's cute. Needs a better name, but it's cute.
Yeah. 4,300 pounds.
Whoa.
Well, it's an LFP battery, and they wanted enough battery to give it the pep and the range. So yeah, it weighs twice what a Miata does. What a manufacturing defect. They put the wheel on the wrong side. I don't know how they didn't catch that. But quality. 77 kilowatt hour battery pack. And if it is LFP, which I believe it is because it's from China, that means it's going to be a heavy battery. But it's got good quality, good reviews. If this were to be sold in the US, do you think people would buy it?
How much?
Oh, it says here somewhere. There we go. $56,000 at current exchange rates.
$56,000.
Mm-hmm.
Starting
up to 63.
I think it'll sell.
I think it would. I think it would. The other thing that's coming soon, coming in hot, Hyundai to launch EV model of Staria minivan in 2026.
A minivan, finally. That's something people have been asking for.
It absolutely is. What do you think of if the price was right? I would love to have that amount of space. It would be beneficial for my needs. Yes. It is an MPV, a multi-purpose vehicle, or medium purpose van, multi-purpose van. I don't know. sales are not huge, but of their they've already got a non-electric version of this. It actually looks like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is a little crazy. This is the teaser. I've got better images of it later. This is from Hyundai's website. It's a real vehicle. They actually make it.
Okay.
Very strange little sliding window there. It's,
Yeah.
I guess, purpose built for you to treat the McDonald's drive-through like you're the drive-through, so you can slide your window open. Yeah, and different seating configurations. So it's already the van already exists. They're going to make an electric version of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and they've already been selling it as an electric for cargo purposes.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
This size vehicle, this size storage. I've always liked the van form factor. Even when I had 4 kids, it was the perfect size for the family. Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't need to be beautiful. It's a van.
that's right.
Now, these are great. People have wanted a van. People have wanted a 2-seat sports coupe. But this headline is what we've been building up to. Finally, an electric minivan with 6 wheels that launches a drone.
That is the one.
What are we doing? They built a factory just for it.
Huh.
With a capacity of 10,000 a year, I think is it? And they're going to be showing it off at CES in nary a few days. Yeah. Coming right up.
Yes.
I am not going to CES. I've had to trim back my travel plans substantially for this year for budgetary reasons. And I have just added to my trip list, I will be going to Starbase January 9th through the 12th. And I have done that by taking my trip to the Shanghai Auto Show from pending and putting it back into under consideration.
I see.
So I think both events would be fascinating, content rich, and life changing. But I've never seen a rocket launch.
That's true.
And very few humans have seen a Starship launch. So I can always try harder to get to the Shanghai Auto Show. But this, I just gotta go. And a viewer got in touch with me and said, I'll have a boat. You want to be on my boat? Tesla Tino is going to be on the boat. You should be on the boat. And I said, I got to check airfare. So if you're in the area and would like to say hello, get in touch.
Indeed.
So while we're on this, before we get to the last little bit of news, what are we thinking here? Is it genius? Is it ridiculous? Is it going to...
So drones are going to be a major, major thing. They already are, but they're just going to become more and more and more important. I mean, they're already using them they're going to be saving so many lives in terms of forest fires. They're using them to a small extent already, but they'll be using way more drones to help fight, to prep the land so forest fires don't happen, so they don't get out of control, but then also to give good views and how to map them out and whatnot. One of my friends 4 years ago was making money with his drone going over power lines in the areas where forest fires happened and make sure that there was no down lines or other kind of problems that were happening. Farmers are already using them in great numbers. So to the extent that you want larger drones, like the one that was pictured, that will be able to do more things than having a vehicle that's set up just to do that, might be cool.
I think you misunderstand, because this drone is one you ride in.
You ride in the drone.
Yeah, it's a flying car. It's what you said at the top of the show we needed.
Oh, yes. Well, I did misunderstand. I thought you were showing a drone that was removable from.
It is removable. It's a flying death trap.
It's a flying death trap.
Yeah.
So it's not just a regular old drone that comes out of that minivan kind of looking thing, but rather it's a drone that will hold a person.
Yeah. Two, uh, perhaps for a time. I'm getting tired of this warfare against rich people, and this seems like a very elaborate way to cause them harm. With an aircraft, with a traditional airplane, if you lose your engines, you can glide. You might get a glide path of 10, 20 to 1. And even with a helicopter, if you've got forward momentum, you still have lift, you're going to have a real rough landing. But with a quadcopter, a octocopter, when those motors go out, you just plummet. You just drop like a rock. So anyway, we'll see what happens. It is just a matter of time, I suspect, before we find out how successful the flying car movement is. Folks, in the comments, we've got more story to go, but I do want to know what your thoughts are
on flying cars.
On the flying car. Definitely not a death trap. Definitely not a sneaky way to cause tremendous injury to the people who can afford flying cars.
Yeah.
And have, people who have more dollars than cents. So the last bit of good news, we're talking vans. We're talking all kinds of vans. We're talking 20,000 in service.
Ah, yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. Love to see it. Yeah. Thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think, I've always been, look, I'm a fan of Rivian. I hope they are successful. I fear that they're not going to be. Everything points to the fact that they're going to fail miserably. I can't figure out their management structure, their management systems, how they haven't been able to already turn a profit. How come they can't sell more or make more than they're already making? I mean, I have a list of questions for Rivian.
Yeah. Well, I will share my perspective as of my latest understanding. I have heard whispers that this quarter they may be gross margin positive, not net positive, but gross margin positive, which means time for explosive growth. When they did the refreshed Model R1T and R1S, they had a lot of engineering improvements. They removed, I think, 100 pounds of copper wiring from it, which was simplification of the wiring harness, but just also just better all around. So the goal was to get their production costs down. If their production costs are now less than the cost to build them, it is go time. It means open the floodgates and get going. Because if you can sell it at a profit, even a small profit, every unit you sell gets you 1 inch closer to survival. Whereas if you're losing money on every unit, the best way to not lose money is to sell fewer vehicles, which is something Lucid is very good at. They sell fewer vehicles like nobody's business. So I have, despite Amazon's tremendous negative cash flow situation over time, I have some confidence, which we will see more of when we see what the numbers are. If they're gross margin positive, that means these just start selling them, baby.
Yeah, I heard that they were going to be overall profitable in the fourth quarter, but that it was going to come from the energy, or what do you call it, for these, from the
credits.
Credits, yeah, the energy credits, yeah.
You can't sell credits unless you have vehicles on which to use to offset them. Right. So those are still real dollars.
Right. Oh, no, I agree they're real dollars, but they were going to take them all in one quarter or something. And so that was going to give them an official profit. Anyway, but it'd be very interesting to see. Again, I'm rooting for them, but man.
Oh, man. So, guys, what did we miss? What do we misunderstand? Are you in or will you be in Brownsville or South Padre? I'm going to be there. I'd love to say hello. And if you see me out in the harbor, definitely wave. I'm sure I'll see you. I'll be in one of the 10 million little boats. And the boat I'm in is going to be real small. So definitely be on the lookout. Everybody else, like, subscribe, do what you do. There was a recent bot purge, of the latest generation, the most aggressive bot purge. My channel attracts a lot of bots. Yours does as well, because we cover topics that people enjoy, and that means the scammers love to subscribe, and then when they're banned, all the subscribers disappear. but they catch some of you good folks along the way. Make sure you're still subscribed. Head over to Randy's channel. Make sure you're still subscribed there because it happens to him too. So everybody else, stay tuned, stay juicy, and I cannot wait to hear from you clever so-and-sos in Texas. Yeehaw.